There's the popular saying, shoot for the moon, and if you miss, then you'll still be amongst the stars. I'm trying to account for the landing in the stars part. Like I want to be a part of a constellation or something, you know? Like, this metaphor will make sense, I swear. I'm Gabby and I'm gonna help us achieve our dreams and be our most creative, crafty selves this year. Because that's what I'm trying to do. Expand this brain, make it fire on all engines again, firing on all pistons. I don't know enough about engines. And hopefully whatever I end up doing this year also fixes the word recall in my brain too. Ooh, things need fixing up here basically. Through this fun plan thing that I've got going on here, from like ingesting so much self-help content online, it's like bursting out of my head and I need to do something with it because it's just sitting there doing just like rotting away. Get it together. Every year I set goals for myself and then I fail at achieving those goals. But then also when I make those goals, then I make them realistic because that's what everyone tells me to do. Like all of the people online. Setting the goal still makes me attempt the goal, but I rarely ever achieve the goal. So I'm thinking that if I make the goal crazy and land still in the middle, but above where I would have otherwise if I didn't set the goal so crazy. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? This isn't an excuse for me to half-ass things because I always try not to half-ass things, but my brain craves immediate satisfaction and that does not really work very well for long-term goals. Okay, you're gonna jump up here? All right. This is Munchkin, she will be here. So let me break this down for you. I'm merging the two ideas of shooting for the moon and scientific method. If you don't remember from like biology class, the basic concept is every time you go into a experiment, you first observe, second question, 3, make a hypothesis based off those observations and questions, 4, conduct the experiment, 5, analyze, 6, come to a conclusion, then you repeat. You just rinse and repeat over and over and over again until you have something. So I am going to be my own scientific experiment. I'm trying to learn how this brain works and work with it rather than trying to constantly fight against it by like setting up all these like habits and then going for it and then failing and then not doing very much about it. Just keep trying and then not thinking about why or how I'm failing or the things that I can implement to do the thing that I'm trying to do. The shooting for the moon is going to be on a smaller scale on a more regular basis with the expectation of myself hitting the middle, but still me with my whole being going for the moon and then using the scientific method to observe what did or did not work and then reapplying that so then we can shoot for the moon again. Do you see what I'm saying here? Because with the shooting for the moon, like landing amongst the stars concept without the scientific concept just feels like failing over and over and over. You can like use gratitude and everything to feel like, wow, I still improved, but I'm going in expecting the failure and working with the failure. And with this, hopefully, I don't feel like a failure. And I know learning from your mistakes is not like a new concept for some people, maybe not the most toxic person you know in your life, but overall, people know about learning from your mistakes. But I feel like we don't apply it to our own dreams and goals. We just beat ourselves down, and that is just not the way to live life, I feel. Not the way I want to live my life, because it gets too downtrodden too fast, and there are too many things in this world right now that make you feel downtrodden, and I'm trying to balance that and not make myself feel worse. The experiment is not a failure when the hypothesis does not come true. It informs the next approach you take to the experiment. And I feel like we generally don't see going for your goals and dreams like that. It's either a win or a fail. And that is just not good for the psyche, I think. Well, I know, because demons, okay? So let me go into how I am going to take this concept and put it into action in my life. I'm gonna take my big like yearly goal. I'm still gonna make one of those. A crazy thing that I don't think that I'll probably accomplish. But if I do, that'll be fucking dope. And we're gonna work backwards from there. Because like I was saying, my brain can't do long-term well. I cannot keep my eyes on the prize for an entire year without my little hits of the good brain juice, you know? So I'm breaking my yearly goals into like quarters. So I have a Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Yeah, I know. Capitalism, it infiltrates everything. It is the way it is. And then from that quarterly goal, I will break that into monthly goals that will help me achieve the quarterly goal and probably also do weekly from that monthly. But that one, I'm gonna have to play and test around with the frequency in which I need the hit, you know? But basically, the more experiments I can do, the more data points I have to then plot my own success. Look at this graph. I'm also feeling like calling them more side quests rather than experiments, just because like I love a side quest. When I played The Witcher 3, I was racking up those side quests because I loved when a little side quest came back around and connected to the main plot of it. Ooh, it was so satisfactory. And I know that side quests that are just beneficial for me generally, but maybe not like directly associated with like overall goal, will probably still end up helping my overall goal because it will help my brain. And she's the important thing. We need to keep this girl strong and healthy and not rotting away every day, because that's what she's doing right now. And we're trying to fight it. And it's a hard fight. Another parameter I'm setting in place to kind of help me go at a certain cadence and not forget to do these things is putting in regular check-ins on my calendar, which me using a calendar is a very new occurrence. It does help when my phone or my computer gives me a little notification being like, hey, remember this thing? So I've set basically a reoccurring weekly check-in for myself. And that is already on top of the accountability partner that I already have, that we check in weekly with each other on our goals. So I'm really trying to structure this so I get something done. Something will happen. We will acquire the data points. These check-ins will also require me to journal about basically what I think is working, what I think isn't working, what I might need to like go on for another week, what I need to tweak, all that good stuff. Because I also found out last year that what they say is true, journaling helps. I am horrible at sticking to my journaling habit, but we're gonna experiment with different journaling techniques and journaling frequencies to figure out the best way that journaling fits into my life, because I have now experienced that it is good for me, good for my brain. I know, girl, you want pets. Yes. Some of the things that I'm gonna be experimenting with my side quests are doing a no-buy month, which that'll be a challenge for me. Locking in to try to do like an actual sleeping schedule for 1 week. And this is what I mean by different lengths of time depending on the quest that you're doing. Because for me personally, I think it'd be easy for me to do a no-buy week, but doing a no-buy month is a lot harder for me. So that's me shooting for the moon and then hopefully finding somewhere in the middle. Because the actual overall goal for the year is to do a low spend year. So I'm starting off strong by doing a no-buy month to see what all's going on in my brain and the shopping addiction that I have. I'm gonna attempt to make a YouTube video in 1 day, go 24 hours without any screens. Feel free to also do any of these side quests. I'd love to hear some of the side quests that you guys might try to do to achieve your big goal. Also tell me your big goal and your little goal so then I can see the connection there. So drop those suckers in the comments. Do a month of listening to analog music only, so no streaming, Spotify, any of that, just CDs, vinyls, and that's what I got. Although I do have my iPod video, but I need to get a charger for it because my overall goal for the year is to just be more analog in general. I need to specify that a little bit more, but you get it. I'll probably do a video on that. Do a week of daily journaling, keeping a media journal for a month, because I love my letterboxd and my story graph. What else? There's the backlogged. Basically tracking movies, books, games, like all of it. I love the websites that I can put in the info, but I could just do that in an actual journal and that could also be really cool and fun. I want to do a month of participating in library activities or just like free community driven activities, because one of my goals for the year is to be more involved in my local community as well as my online community. Make a seasonal bingo board of things that you want to do for that season. I guess at that point it's quarters, right? Like Q1 is winter, Q2 is spring, Q3 is summer. So those are just some of the side quest ideas that I had and probably ones that I will be doing. And hopefully through doing these side quests, experiments, whatever the heck we want to call them, I will begin to trust myself again in actually taking action towards the things that I'm wanting to do. And hopefully by the end of the year, we will be landing amongst some cool stars that we place there for ourselves to hold us gently and lovingly. Or we'll be on the moon. That would be cool too. This year is the year that we get stuff done. And the stuff for me is crafting and making YouTube videos. And then it'll just feel like a big, fun quest at the end, like one overarching quest made up of tiny little quests. It'll eventually make the main story quest. That's the concept. I feel like I explained it. Hopefully I explained it. Subscribe and see you around. Bye bye.